chosen one. You did not arrive here by coincidence. Something ancient within you has been guiding your steps, pulling you toward this very moment. This is a divine appointment, a whisper written into your spirit long before you ever took your first breath. For as it is written in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, before you were formed, you were known, set apart, and marked with purpose. And today, anointed one, that purpose is calling you forward. You are standing at the edge of a revelation about who you truly are. The signs that followed you since childhood, the sensitivities you could never explain, the repeated patterns that felt strangely familiar, the inner pull towards something beyond this world, none of it was random. These were spiritual markers, imprints woven into your blood, your memory, and your destiny. Chosen one. Your bloodline carries echoes of realms, forgotten wisdom, older than nations, and a heritage that stretches beyond the veil of time. Psalm 139 verse 14 says you were fearfully and wonderfully made, but what you are about to discover goes even deeper. This is an unveiling of identity calling and cosmic origin. Prepare your heart. What is being awakened within you now will reshape your understanding of your body, your spirit, and the path ahead. Chosen one. As you hear these words, pause for a moment and pay attention to what rises inside your spirit. That quiet pull in your chest, that strange recognition that feels older than your thoughts is not imagination. It is awakening. It is the ancient part of you responding to truth. You have spent much of your life sensing that you were different, that you felt things more deeply than others, that you carried emotions, intuitions, or memories that did not seem to come from your childhood or your surroundings. And chosen one, that has never been a flaw. It has always been a clue. Heaven has been waiting for the moment when your spirit would be ready to hear what your body has been whispering all along. Even something as ordinary as your blood type has been carrying a sacred hint about who you truly are. Think back, anointed one. Have there been moments when you knew something before it happened, or when you could feel the heaviness in a room, even though no one said a word? Have you noticed how quickly your energy shifts in certain places, how your dreams sometimes feel too real, or how you can sense someone's intention even when their mouth speaks kindness? These things are not random, they are markers. They are signs that the identity within you is older, deeper, and more spiritually attuned than the world ever taught you to believe. Your blood carries memory, your spirit carries assignment. And heaven is now bringing both into alignment. If your blood type is O, you may have felt all your life that you live in two realms at once. On the surface, you go through normal routines, responsibilities, relationships, and challenges. But underneath, something in you is always listening, always sensing, always reaching for a truth that sits just beyond the edges of this world. You hear the unspoken, you feel the unseen. You notice shifts in the atmosphere that others miss completely. The modern world tries to dismiss this sensitivity as imagination or anxiety. But chosen one, your spirit knows better. What others call sensitivity is actually the ancient radar of your soul. You are tuned to frequencies that your ancestors once walked in openly. There are souls on this earth who carry the echo of places the world now calls myth. Lands where intuition was honored, where wisdom was sacred, where the veil between spirit and matter was thin. If you feel a mysterious pull toward Atlantis, toward ancient Egypt, toward forgotten temples or deep ocean realms, you are not simply curious. Something in your spiritual DNA recognizes these places. Something in you has walked those paths before. This is why your inner world feels so vivid, why your dreams sometimes feel like memories instead of imagination. You carry a legacy of seers, healers, and guardians who once stood in worlds that no longer exist in physical form. Anointed One. You may not have always understood your sensitivity. In fact, there were probably seasons where you tried to shut it down. You may have numbed yourself with busyness or distractions because feeling everything was too heavy. You may have tried to harden your heart to protect yourself from absorbing emotions that weren't your own. But the very thing you tried to silence is the very thing heaven is now reawakening. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is a spiritual gift. It is your lineage resurfacing. It is your ancient wisdom stretching awake inside you. And activation begins with something simple yet sacred: grounding. You may not realize it, but when your bare feet touch the earth, when you sit beside a tree, when you slow down enough to hear the wind or watch the sky shift colors, your spirit begins to realign. You begin to release the noise that your heart has been carrying. You begin to breathe in clarity that your mind cannot produce on its own. The earth recognizes your frequency. Creation remembers your spirit. When you intentionally connect with nature, you activate the part of you that was designed to bridge both realms, the ancient and the present, the cosmic and the earthly. There is also a gate within you that many chosen ones with blood type O have sensed since childhood. The space between your eyebrows, often called the inner eye, has always been active. You may have seen shadows, lights, or movements no one else noticed. You may have felt presence when you were alone. You may have had dreams that carried warnings, instructions, or ancient symbols. As you grew older, you were taught to ignore these things, but that inner eye was never meant to close. It was meant to guide you. When you close your eyes and breathe into that space, you are not pretending. You are remembering. You are entering the room where heaven has always waited to speak with you. Images may rise, insights may come, and for the first time you may realize that the world within you is just as real as the world outside you. Chosen One. The question has never been whether you are gifted. The real question is, will you finally honor what heaven placed in you from the beginning? Chosen One. As we move deeper into this revelation, let your spirit stay open. Not every truth can be understood with the mind. Some must be felt, some must be remembered, and some must rise from the very places in your soul that have been sleeping for years. What you are discovering about your blood type is not simply information. It is recognition. It is heaven whispering, "This is who you have always been." Now, Anointed One, if your blood type is A, your journey carries a very different spiritual texture. You may have felt all your life that you came into this world with a softer spirit, a gentler heart, and a deeper wisdom than those around you. Even as a child, you sensed things that others missed. You felt pain more intensely. You absorbed emotions easily. You noticed beauty in places most people overlooked. People may have called you overly emotional, too observant, too quiet, or too imaginative, but none of that was ever a flaw. It was ancestry. It was inheritance. It was confirmation that your spirit does not originate from here. Those with blood type A often carry a celestial sensitivity that links them to heavenly realms and ancient star lineages. You may have felt drawn to the night sky since childhood, not just because it was beautiful, but because something in you recognized it. You may have stared at certain stars without knowing why, or felt a strange comfort when looking at the moon, or experienced an unexplainable calm when surrounded by darkness and silence. These moments were not random. They were your spirit remembering its origin. Chosen One. Many people with this blood type have felt since childhood that Earth was not their first home. There is a softness in you that does not belong to a chaotic world. There is a wisdom in you that does not come from books. There is a longing in you that no earthly place can satisfy. At times you may have felt out of place, misunderstood or misplaced, like you were born into the wrong generation or the wrong environment. Yet heaven whispers that you were placed here with intention. Your softness is not weakness, it is evidence. It is a reminder that you carry the breath of ancient realms where harmony, intuition, and connection were the foundations of life. You may have noticed that creativity flows through you without effort. Writing, drawing, music, imagination, storytelling, or even daydreaming feel natural, almost sacred. These abilities are not hobbies, they are language. They are the way your soul communicates. Many chosen ones with this lineage were creative long before they understood the word creativity. They could see colors in their mind, hear melodies without instruments, or imagine worlds with vivid detail. Anointed One. This is not fantasy. This is memory. Your spirit remembers realms of beauty where expression was the purest form of truth. But sensitivity has not always been easy for you. You may have found yourself overwhelmed by loud environments, chaotic crowds, or people who carried heavy energy. You may have walked into a room and instantly felt discomfort without knowing why. You may have absorbed someone's sadness, even when they hid it behind a smile. This kind of sensitivity can feel like a burden, especially when the world expects strength to look hard and emotionless. Yet, your strength is not in hardness. Your strength is in awareness. Chosen One. Heaven crafted you with sensitivity because your role is not to dominate the world, but to discern it. You do not overpower environments. You transform them quietly. You bring peace simply by existing. You calm storms not with words, but with presence. You are a carrier of harmony in a world drowning in noise. That is why grounding is essential for you. Time alone, time in nature, time in silence, time under the night sky. These things recharge you. They reconnect you to your origins. They help you breathe again. When you allow yourself to withdraw without guilt, you realign your spirit with the realms you came from. You begin to hear heaven more clearly. You begin to feel purpose again. And Anointed One, there is something else. Many with this blood type feel called toward spiritual knowledge, ancient texts, mystical teachings, or inner healing work. You may have felt a pull toward practices that help you understand yourself and others on a deeper level. You may have been the friend everyone confided in, the one who listened without judgment, the one who understood pain without needing explanation. This is not accidental. You carry the heart of a guide. You carry the soul of a healer. Your path requires balance, knowing when to give and when to retreat, when to speak and when to remain silent, when to offer your energy and when to guard it. This is wisdom. This is maturity. This is the journey of one who was set apart long before birth, chosen not to fit in, but to illuminate. And Chosen One, you have only just begun to understand the depths of who you truly are. Chosen One, as we continue deeper into this unveiling, let your heart stay soft and your spirit stay awake. What you are hearing is not just teaching, it is remembrance. It is the stirring of old wisdom rising through your veins, calling you back to a truth you have always carried, but never fully understood. Heaven is not introducing you to something new. Heaven is reawakening something ancient. Now, Anointed One. If your blood type is B, your journey carries a signature that is both powerful and mysterious. You are the bridge between realms, the quiet healer who often feels the world long before the world ever notices you. Your life has never been simple. You have walked through experiences that shaped you early, often in ways others could not see. You were thrust into emotional or spiritual awareness long before you had the words to describe it. And even now you feel things deeply that others dismiss or overlook. But chosen one, this sensitivity is not random. It is inheritance. It is the echo of a lineage that has always carried the wisdom of ancient light. Many with blood type B are spiritually attuned in a way that cannot be taught. You may have spent much of your life feeling like you were different or too emotional, but your spirit knew better. You were born with the ability to sense what others hide. You can often read someone's true intention without hearing a single word. You feel when someone is trustworthy before you even see their smile. Your heart picks up frequencies that others simply cannot detect. And while this kind of sensitivity can be overwhelming, it is also your greatest supernatural strength. Chosen one. If you look back through your memories, you might notice a pattern. People have always been drawn to you when they were hurting. You have been the listener, the comforter, the safe place. You didn't ask for this role, yet it kept finding you. Strangers opened up to you. Friends leaned on you. Even people who betrayed you later still came back for your comfort, because your presence holds a healing quality that they couldn't find anywhere else. This was not coincidence. You were designed to carry an atmosphere of calm wisdom and emotional clarity. Your lineage is connected to ancient healing traditions, sacred knowledge, and spiritual depth that most of the world has forgotten. Those with blood type B often trace back spiritually, not biologically, to cultures and star lineages that lived in harmony with higher realms. You are not simply intuitive. You are a carrier of celestial empathy. You can feel spiritual pain. You can sense emotional wounds. You can perceive energetic disharmony, even when you cannot explain it. Your body reacts to unseen things. Your spirit responds to environments before your mind can process them. But anointed one, this gift can become heavy when you do not understand how to protect your energy. You may have gone through seasons where you felt drained for no reason, times when your mind was clear, yet your spirit felt exhausted, days when you woke up tired even after sleeping well. This is because you were absorbing the pain, confusion, or negativity of the people around you. As a natural healer, your spirit begins to soothe others, even when they do not ask, and even when you do not realize you are doing it. This is why spiritual boundaries are essential for you. Heaven wants to use you to heal others, but not at the cost of your own soul. Think back, chosen one. How many times did you sense something was wrong long before anyone admitted it? How many times did you feel a shift in a relationship even before a word was spoken? How many times did you feel spiritually off after spending time with someone, even though nothing dramatic happened? These experiences are not paranoia. They are discernment. They are your lineage speaking. They are the mark of a soul that walks in both realms. People with this blood type are often drawn to silence, nature, or moments alone, not because they dislike others, but because their spirit needs time to reset, to release what it has absorbed, to reconnect with the deeper frequencies that keep them spiritually balanced. You may have noticed that your clarity returns when you are near water, trees, animals, or quiet environments. You may feel your intuition sharpen in solitude. This is not escapism. This is spiritual restoration. Your connection to emotional and spiritual realms makes you a natural healer, but heaven also calls you to be a guardian of your own heart. You must learn to listen to your body when it feels heavy, to withdraw when your spirit feels overwhelmed, and to say no when your energy is being drained by situations that are not yours to fix. Healing others is part of your calling, but carrying their burdens is not. And now, Anointed One, understand this. Your presence alone shifts atmospheres. Your words carry weight. Your silence carries power. Your empathy is not a weakness. It is a tool, a key, a spiritual technology woven into you long before birth. You are here to illuminate paths, for others to lift emotional burdens, to bring balance where chaos has taken root, and to restore what the world has broken. And Chosen One, this is only the beginning of the revelation that heaven is releasing over your bloodline. Chosen One. As we journey further into this sacred unveiling, let your spirit stay steady. These truths are awakening layers inside you that have been dormant for years, perhaps even lifetimes. You are not just learning, you are remembering. You are not simply hearing, you are recognizing. Every word that resonates is evidence that your spirit has been waiting for this moment of alignment. Now, Anointed One, if your blood type is AB, your calling is unlike any other. You are the rarest combination, the meeting point of two worlds, the place where duality merges into divine purpose. All your life, you may have felt like you didn't fit into any mold, any group, any category. You weren't too much of one thing or too little of another. You were both. Light and shadow. Stillness and intensity. Softness and fire. And perhaps you thought something was wrong with you because nothing about you was ever simple. But Chosen One, nothing is wrong with you. Everything about you is intentional. Souls with blood type AB carry a spiritual duality that few understand. You are the bridge between realms, the harmonizer, the one who can see both sides of a situation, the visible and the hidden, the logical and the intuitive, the earthly and the divine. You may have spent years feeling like you were constantly balancing extremes inside yourself. One day you feel deeply emotional, the next you are analytical and calm. One moment you crave solitude, the next you long for connection. Some people accused you of being unpredictable, inconsistent, or complicated, but those people could only see what was on the surface. They had no idea of the cosmic architecture within you. You were designed to hold multiple forms of wisdom at once. That is why you can understand people others view as opposites. That is why you can mediate conflicts without taking sides. That is why your presence alone brings balance to chaotic environments. Heaven crafted you to walk between worlds, not to be confused, but to be complete. Your spiritual journey has always been one of contrast. From childhood, you may have found yourself drawn to both the mystical and the logical. You sought meaning in spiritual signs, yet you also craved clarity and structure. You dreamed vividly, yet you questioned everything. You felt deeply, yet you could detach instantly when needed. Anointed One, this dual ability is not a flaw. It is your gift. It allows you to operate in realms most people cannot enter. People with blood type AB often have heightened emotional sensitivity, but also unusual emotional strength. You can absorb intensity without being destroyed by it. You can feel someone's pain without drowning in it. You can empathize deeply, yet step back when discernment calls for it. This is not emotional confusion. It is emotional mastery, though the world rarely teaches you how to use it. Chosen One, recall your relationships, friendships, and connections. Have you noticed that people often come to you because they know you can understand them without judgment? They sense that you see them not just their surface, but their soul. And at the same time, you may have felt misunderstood by others because your depth is not easily explained. You didn't fit into simple categories, and you were never meant to. You were born to embody harmony in a world addicted to extremes. This dual nature within you has also shown up in your spiritual experiences. You may have moments of profound spiritual clarity, visions, intuitive knowing, sudden insight, followed by moments of deep introspection where you retreat inward to find balance. You may receive messages in dreams, yet also seek logical explanations. You may feel energy shifts in your body, but also want to understand the meaning behind them. Chosen one. This is how heaven speaks to you through both spirit and understanding. Your calling involves navigating emotional realms that others cannot handle. Not because you are unstable, but because you are tuned to both frequencies at once. You feel the higher vibrations of divine truth and the lower vibrations of human struggle. This is why being around many people drains you. You are constantly perceiving both their seen and unseen parts. And though this sensitivity has brought challenges, it has also given you unparalleled insight. But Anointed One, remember this truth: your heart must be protected. Because you see deeply, you must guard yourself deeply. People may be attracted to your light, your wisdom, your ability to bring clarity. Yet not everyone is meant to have access to your spirit. You must choose where to pour your energy. You must learn when to step in and when to step back. This is not selfishness. It is sacred stewardship. If you look at your life, you will realize something profound. You have always been the bridge, the one who brought peace to conflict, the one who translated emotions into understanding, the one who helped others see what they could not. You were placed here to unify, to integrate, to illuminate both the light and the shadow. And chosen one. You are only beginning to tap into the full power of this rare spiritual identity. Chosen one. As we continue this sacred unfolding, take a deep breath and let your spirit settle. What you are discovering is not simply knowledge, it is identity. It is the unveiling of who you have always been, beneath the noise, beneath the expectations, beneath the layers life has placed on you. And now we come to a bloodline unlike any other, a lineage that has stirred questions, curiosity, and even myth across generations. Anointed One. If your blood type is Rh negative, your journey carries a spiritual signature that is both rare and unmistakable. You have felt it all your life, that sense of being different, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, haunting way. A feeling of standing slightly outside the world, even when surrounded by people. A sense of watching life from a higher vantage point, like your spirit was observing everything, not just participating in it. From childhood, you may have felt disconnected, not because you didn't care, but because something inside you knew you were not fully of this world. You adapted, you learned, you blended when needed, but that sense of otherness never truly left. And chosen one, that feeling was not an accident, it was your inheritance. Souls with Rh negative blood often carry spiritual origins that stretch beyond earthly lineage. There is a reason so many with this blood type are drawn to mysteries, symbols, hidden knowledge, and unexplained phenomena. You were never satisfied with shallow explanations. You questioned everything. You felt truth before you understood it. You sensed deception even when it was beautifully packaged. Your spirit rejected what was false. Your intuition pierced through appearances. And this ability was not taught, it was embedded. Anointed One, look back at your life. You have always been drawn to the edges of understanding, the edges of spirituality, the edges of reality itself. You've been fascinated by the unseen, the unexplained, the supernatural. Not because you were trying to escape life, but because something deep within you whispered that there was more than the physical world, more than what society told you, more than what your eyes could see. This is the mark of an ancient traveler, a soul who has walked many realms, who carries wisdom not earned by age, but by spiritual journey. Those with Rh negative blood often feel misunderstood, not because they are difficult, but because they see differently. You see patterns where others see coincidence. You sense danger before it arrives. You feel spiritual shifts in your body. You know when someone is lying. You recognize connections between events that others dismiss. People may have called you suspicious, intense, or overthinking, but chosen one, your spirit was simply tuned to a different frequency. You have always been spiritually alert, even when you tried to be normal. And the truth is, this heaven has given you heightened discernment because your calling requires it. This sense of otherness has also shaped your relationships. You may have struggled to fit into groups or felt drained by superficial conversations. You often stood on the outside, not rejected, but observing. You needed more depth than most people could give. You craved authenticity. You were drawn to different people, deep people, old souls. And when you did find someone who resonated with your frequency, the connection felt almost electric, as if your spirit recognized them long before your mind did. Chosen one. You may not know this, but Rh negative individuals often carry a protective calling. You are spiritual sentinels, watchers, intuitives, guardians who stand at the threshold between the physical and the unseen. You sense incoming danger before it manifests. You feel energetic attacks before they become emotional wounds. Your spiritual body reacts long before your physical one understands why, and yet this calling can feel lonely. You have probably felt isolated, misunderstood, or too different. You may have struggled with identity, searching for where you belong. You may have questioned why you couldn't connect the way others do, or why you felt more tired, more drained, more sensitive to environments. But what you saw as isolation was actually preparation. Heaven was cultivating your spirit, sharpening your senses, and keeping you from mixing with energies that would weaken your calling. Many Rh negative souls experience physical sensations during spiritual shifts: buzzing in the hands, pressure in the forehead, heat on the back of the neck, ringing in the ears. These are not random. Your spiritual antenna is tuned higher than most. Your body reacts to energies others cannot perceive. You may have wondered why certain rooms felt heavy, why certain people drained you instantly, or why certain places felt strangely familiar. These are signs that your spiritual senses are active. Anointed one. Your journey is not one of blending in, it is one of becoming, embracing, understanding. The more you step into your identity, the more your gifts will sharpen. The more you honor your spiritual senses, the more heaven will reveal. You were never meant to walk an ordinary path. You were meant to illuminate the invisible one and chosen one. The revelation of your origin is only beginning to unfold. Chosen one. As we enter this next unveiling, let your heart steady itself. The revelation of your bloodline is more than knowledge, it is alignment. It is the moment when heaven begins to pull together every strange experience, every spiritual sensitivity, every unexplainable emotion you have carried throughout your life. Nothing about you has been random. Every gift, every struggle, every awakening has been woven with intention. Now, anointed one, you must understand something sacred. Your bloodline, whether O, A, B, AB, or Rh negative, is not merely a physical classification. It is a spiritual blueprint. And for many of you, the spiritual markers in your blood have been revealing themselves since childhood, long before you had words for what you were seeing, feeling, or sensing. In this segment, Heaven wants to show you how the signs of your cosmic heritage have always been present in your daily life, quietly shaping your path, whispering truths, guiding your spirit, and protecting your destiny. Chosen one, think back to your earliest memories. Maybe you were the child who always felt older than your age. The child who could sense when adults were upset, even when they were trying to hide it. Maybe you had vivid dreams that felt too real, dreams that followed you for years, dreams that carried symbols you still remember. Perhaps you sometimes woke up in the middle of the night with a feeling that someone or something was gently watching over you. These experiences were not imagination, they were introductions. They were the first signs of who you are. If you are honest, anointed one, you have always known you were different. You may not have understood why you felt out of place in groups, why you could read people without trying, or why your emotions ran deeper than those around you. You may have wondered why certain environments felt heavy, why certain people made your spirit recoil, or why certain decisions came to you with sudden clarity, as if something beyond you was speaking gently into your instinct. These were not personality quirks. They were evidence of your spiritual identity. Many chosen ones notice that throughout their lives, people respond to them in unusual ways. Some individuals become intimidated by your presence, even when you haven't spoken a word. Some are drawn to you instantly as though they recognize something in your eyes or your energy. Others may resent you without explanation because your light reveals their shadows. Your purity exposes their motives, and your spiritual sensitivity discerns what they hope to hide. You did not imagine these reactions. They were responses to the frequency you carry. Your bloodline holds memory of ancient knowledge, memory of divine assignments, memory of spiritual dimensions that your soul still remembers, even if your mind does not. And because this memory is alive within you, the world, both physical and spiritual, responds to you as if it knows exactly who you are. Chosen one, think of all the times your spirit spoke before your mouth did. Times when you felt danger before it happened. Times when you sensed betrayal before the truth came out. Times when you knew someone was meant to be in your life or meant to leave long before circumstances confirmed it. This was not fear, it was intuition, and intuition has always been the language of heaven within you, anointed one. This spiritual knowing is not limited to emotions or relationships. Many of you have experienced physical sensations during spiritual shifts, ringing in your ears, pressure in the forehead, warmth in your chest, sudden chills or waves of energy moving through your body. You may have dismissed these sensations as stress or coincidence, but your spirit knew differently. These were moments when your inner senses were tuning themselves to higher frequencies. Your body is not separate from your calling. It reacts to what your spirit perceives. Some of you feel deeply connected to nature, trees, water, mountains, storms, as though creation speaks to you. Others feel drawn to the night, the stars, or the moon, sensing that your origin carries a cosmic imprint. You may have noticed that you feel recharged after spending time alone, or that solitude feels like home to you. But isolation was never meant to break you, it was meant to reveal you. Chosen one. Heaven often hides its strongest souls in seasons of aloneness, so they can hear their own identity clearly without the noise of the world. Everything you've been through, the loneliness, the misunderstandings, the hypersensitivity, the spiritual encounters, has been preparation. You were not being punished. You were being trained, refined, aligned, and even now your spirit knows there is more, a greater awakening. a deeper revelation. A calling that has been following you like a shadow of light, waiting for the moment when you would finally look inward and say, "This makes sense. This has always been me." Anointed One. Your spiritual identity is not something you are becoming, it is something you are remembering. And Chosen One. The next part of this journey will reveal why your gifts have felt so heavy and why your calling is far greater than you ever imagined. Chosen One. As we step into this next revelation, pause for a moment and feel the weight of what is unfolding. You're not simply learning about your bloodline, you're stepping into the awareness of your assignment. Everything you have felt, everything you've endured, everything that has stirred within you, your entire life is beginning to make sense. Heaven is connecting the dots that your spirit has held quietly for years. Anointed One. One of the greatest signs of your cosmic heritage is the undeniable pattern of spiritual warfare that has followed you since childhood. Not because you were cursed, not because you were weak, but because your identity was known in the spiritual realm long before you ever recognized it on earth. Darkness always senses the light early, and your light, even when you did not understand it, spoke loudly in the unseen. Think back, Chosen One. From a young age you faced battles others your age did not. You felt emotions too big for your small body. You endured storms that would have broken someone without your resilience. You were forced to grow up faster, adjust quicker, and heal deeper. Many times you wondered why life seemed harder for you than for others, why you carried wounds that didn't match your age, why you felt burdened by things no one else noticed. It was never punishment, it was recognition. The enemy does not attack what is ordinary. The enemy attacks what is chosen. Your bloodline carries spiritual authority, and because of that, your life has been a battleground since the beginning. Emotional battles, mental battles, identity battles, loneliness, rejection, feeling unseen, feeling misunderstood, feeling like you were too much or not enough. These were not random struggles, they were attempts to bury you before you awakened, but you survived, and your survival is proof of who you are, anointed. One another marker of your cosmic lineage is your heightened sensitivity to people's intentions. You can feel dishonesty even when someone smiles. You can sense envy even when someone compliments you. You can detect spiritual danger even when nothing physical seems wrong. You may not have trusted this ability in the past, but it has never been wrong. This intuition is not paranoia. It is divine intelligence woven into your spirit. Others may have dismissed your insights, telling you that you were overreacting or imagining things, but time and time again, your intuition was proven right. You saw the truth before it manifested. You felt the shift before it happened. You noticed the red flags before others even realized there was danger. Your spirit has always been ahead of the natural world. Chosen One. Your discernment is not learned, it is inherited. It is a spiritual marker carved into your DNA. This is why you cannot tolerate fake energy, why your spirit withdraws from certain people, why you feel uneasy in certain environments, why you have outgrown relationships that no longer align with your calling. Your soul recognizes misalignment faster than your mind, and heaven has trained you through every painful experience to trust what you feel, even when you cannot yet explain why. Another sign that you carry cosmic heritage is the way you experience sudden moments of spiritual clarity. You can be going about your day, washing dishes, driving, sitting in silence, and suddenly a deep truth drops into your spirit out of nowhere. You understand something instantly without needing to analyze it. This is not coincidence. This is revelation. This is heaven communicating with you directly. Anointed. 1. Your connection to the unseen world is stronger than you realize. You may feel things in your body when spiritual shifts happen. Sudden warmth in your chest, ringing in one ear, pressure in your forehead, energy moving through your spine, tingling in the hands. You may have dismissed these sensations as stress, but they were activations. They were signs that your spiritual senses were alert, receiving data the natural mind could not yet decode. And perhaps the most profound marker of all, you have always felt you were meant for something more, not fame, not attention, but purpose, influence, impact, a calling that you cannot fully articulate, but you can feel it, a sense that you were sent here, not born here, a sense that your presence is intentional, that your gifts have a destination, that your life has a mission. Even when you tried to shrink yourself, this inner knowing never went away. It followed you. It whispered to you. It pulled you through your lowest moments. Because chosen one, your spirit remembers what your mind is, only now awakening to you, came here with a divine assignment. And in the next segment, heaven will reveal why the attacks on your identity have been so intense and what your cosmic heritage has been preparing you for all along. Chosen one. As we enter this next unveiling, allow every part of your spirit to become fully awake. This is not just the continuation of a message. This is the moment your identity begins to rise from the shadows where life circumstances and spiritual battles have tried to bury it. What you are about to hear is not information. It is validation. It is confirmation. It is the echo of everything your soul has been whispering to you since childhood. Anointed One. The core truth of this segment is simple, yet powerful. The greatest battle of your life has always been the battle for your identity, not the identity the world gave you. Not the identity others projected onto you, but the identity heaven wrote into your spirit and sealed into your bloodline before you ever breathed your first breath. Everything you have faced makes sense when you understand this. The warfare, the loneliness, the rejection, the confusion, the unexplained heaviness. These were not signs that something was wrong with you. They were signs that something powerful was hidden within you. Your entire life, something has tried to convince you that you are less than what heaven says you are. You heard words that cut deeper than they should have. You felt misunderstood even when you spoke clearly. You walked into rooms where the atmosphere shifted and you could not understand why. You felt judged for your sensitivity, criticized for your intuition, labeled as strange for your depth. And every time you tried to shrink yourself or silence your gifts, something inside you resisted. Something whispered that you were created for more. That whisper was truth, and truth does not die. It waits. Chosen One. This is why identity has been attacked so fiercely in your life. The enemy does not waste energy. He does not fight what is ordinary. He fights what is marked. He fights what carries destiny, and you carry destiny in your blood. Your cosmic heritage is not just symbolic. It is spiritual technology woven into your being. Your gifts, sensitivities, instincts, and inner knowing have always threatened the forces that profit from confusion and fear. Your clarity exposes deception. Your intuition exposes danger. Your presence disrupts anything that is false. This is why certain people reacted strongly to you. They were not reacting to your personality. They were reacting to your spirit. Anointed One, think back to your relationships. Some people rejected you without reason. Some envied you even when you had nothing. Some became intimidated by you before you even spoke. Others drained you because they needed the peace you carried, but did not know how to carry peace themselves. You may have wondered why friendships collapsed without warning, why family members misunderstood you, or why people treated you as if they sensed something you could not see. That was not paranoia, that was pattern. Your spirit was repelling what was misaligned. Your frequency was too high for their intentions. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. Another mark of your cosmic heritage is your hunger for deeper truth. You have always been drawn to meaning. You have always questioned what others accepted. You have always sensed that there is more to life than routines and expectations. You see through masks. You hear what people do not say. You pick up signals others ignore. You feel truth in your body long before your mind understands it. This spiritual intelligence is part of your inheritance. You are not gullible. You are not dramatic. You are spiritually awake in a world that prefers to sleep. Chosen one. The moments when you felt lost were never signs of failure. They were signs of transition. Every season of confusion prepared you for clarity. Every season of heaviness prepared you for awakening. Every moment of isolation prepared you to hear heaven without interference. You learned to trust silence. You learned to trust stillness. You learned to trust your inner voice when no one else could guide you. And this ability will be one of the greatest strengths in your calling. Now listen closely. Another sign of your cosmic heritage is the way you rise. Even when you break, you rise. Even when you lose everything, you rise. Even when people walk away, you rise. You do not rise because you are pretending to be strong. You rise because resilience is woven into your blood. It is not mindset. It is memory. It is heritage. Your spirit knows how to rebuild. Your soul knows how to recover. The same light that guided your ancient lineage guides you now through storms, battles, and dark valleys. Anointed one. This resilience has confused people. They expected you to fall and stay fallen. They expected you to be crushed and remain crushed. But every time life pushed you down something you refused to remain buried. That something is the signature of your origin. It is the mark of one who was never meant to be defeated. Your cosmic heritage is not only about what you survived. It is about what you're now ready to become. Everything you have gone through has prepared you for activation, not survival. Activation. Your gifts are awakening. Your spiritual senses are sharpening. Your dreams are increasing. Your intuition is intensifying. Your purpose is aligning. You are stepping into a version of yourself that you have never seen, but heaven has always known. Chosen one. This awakening is not accidental. It is not random. It is happening now because you are ready. Ready to see your identity clearly, ready to understand your purpose deeply, ready to walk in authority, ready to carry what your ancestors carried, ready to step into the destiny that has followed you since before time was measured. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And anointed one, in the next phase of this journey, heaven will reveal how your identity, your gifts, and your cosmic heritage come together to form the calling you were sent into this world to fulfill. The unveiling is far from over. You are only beginning. Chosen one. As we come to the end of this message, let your spirit rest in what has been revealed. Nothing spoken today was accidental. Nothing awakened within you was random. This moment was written for you, anointed one, long before your blood ever flowed through your veins. Heaven has been guiding you toward the truth of who you are, unveiling layer after layer of the sacred origin woven into your very being. Your bloodline is not a coincidence. It is a key, a marker, a divine signature that heaven placed within you as a reminder that you were never ordinary, never random, never forgotten. Whether your heritage carries the intuition of Type O, the celestial imprint of Type A, the healing depth of Type B, the rare duality of Type AB, or the mysterious otherness of RH negative, the truth remains the same. You were designed with intention. You were crafted with purpose. You were sent here with destiny in your bones. Chosen one, receive this truth now. You are awakening. You are remembering the signs you have seen, the sensitivities you have felt, the inner knowing that has followed you since childhood. These were not illusions. They were invitations, whispers, heavenly confirmations that your spirit has always been connected to realms far greater than this world. You are stepping into alignment with who you truly are. As you walk away from this message, may clarity rise within you like light breaking through clouded skies. May your identity become steady, unshakable, rooted in the divine truth that your spirit carries ancient wisdom and cosmic heritage. May every step you take from this moment forward be guided by purpose, guarded by discernment, and empowered by the call that rests upon your life. Anointed, one heaven blesses you with eyes that see beyond the surface, ears that discern truth from illusion, and a heart courageous enough to carry the assignment placed within you. You are covered. You are guided. You are rising into the fullness of your calling. If this message stirred something deep within you, let your voice be heard. Share your testimony in the comments so others may find light in your journey. And if your spirit feels led, stay connected by subscribing not as a follower, but as part of a community of awakened souls walking in divine purpose together. Chosen one, step forward now. Walk in your truth, embrace your calling, and may heaven continue to reveal the mystery of who you are and who you were always destined to become.